say the symmetry was fun, but this one is a little bit easier to understand. A lot of the people out there that are already using Gpencil will probably understand and appreciate this one. This is just to add a single Gpencil object as a child to the canvas, and allows you to start drawing with that. And if you've got the Gpencil set to use the alternate colors up there, then it makes it very, very simple to start adding things. You can change your character to the strokes, and you can sculpt them up. I mean, it's very, very interesting, but a lot of fine details can be added with Gpencil on top of a regular texture painted canvas. I had to adjust the resolution to get a little bit smoother of a line. I really do think it's really cool that there's so many possibilities I haven't even hardly touched yet. But literally the Gpencil can be like the solution for adding shapes and highlights and things into the texture. So this is a painting or portrait study, but all the tools we're using to Draw2Paint can be used for texturing your object for your subject. You can work with all of these tools to do texture paint that will just, well, I get really excited. I kind of get a loss for words about the potentials, but there's a lot here. And then you can render it in, and then it's part of your render. There you go. Next tool. Oh, the curve to canvas, I think is what we called it. Oh, sorry, curve to mask. When you add this curve, I've added a circle here. You can do a lot of different things with them. You can sit there and adjust them if you're really familiar with curves. Now, the reason it looks crazy like that is because it already comes in with the canvas material, but it doesn't have UVs. It will work because it's not a mesh object yet. When we finalize the position and the shape of our mask, then we can press that reproject button, and what it'll do is it'll convert the curve to a mask and reproject into the camera UV position, grabbing the pixels from that location, and then it'll look right. And then we'll have an actual painting mask. The nice thing about these curve masks is that you can save them, bring them back. You can use them as, you can just leave them in place because they're not gonna look any different than anything else. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and change this color set. I'm just gonna fire it up a little bit. And I know you could say that I could do that without having the mask there. This is just a little bit easier to make sure it's going to be as accurate as possible, because I don't have to worry about going outside the lines or accidentally colorizing something and having to redo that. But this is also just a demonstration of the curve. And it looks pretty crazy. That's almost looks like a Sith. Okay, and don't worry. I'm not painting outside of that canvas. I was just checking everything out. So I'm going to go ahead and add another shape. This time I'm going to draw a curve. I'm going to make sure I grab the right mode. I think I shifted, lost my train of thought. Now I've got the draw tool. I've got to modify it a little bit because it wasn't accurate enough. I think I got confused. I was trying to remember how it worked. So now we reproject, and that gives us a mask to work with. Make sure that that's active, and I'm going to start colorizing it. I don't want to get too crazy with the hair, but I want to have some of the color coming through the hair. But works pretty well. This one's going to take a little while to get set up, so I'll just talk you through what's going on. This is the two buttons. One is for the erase, copy and erase, and then the other button is for the LiquidsSculpt. What's going on here is the very first button that we touch with the process of copy and erase. That shader needs to make sure that it has to have the emission for the pixels to be seen, and then I need a transparency, so I have to mix those two shaders together. And when we do that, then the copy that's made up there will then allow me to erase with the erase alpha brush, and then we'll be working with just the geometry of the area that we've left open so that we can sculpt it. Okay, copy and erase has made a new copy above the canvas, and it is a copy of the image, so you can erase it and you're not erasing the canvas. I should have just got my what I probably should have done is just made that eraser really huge, but trying to get it to work correctly was more on my mind than actually trying to optimize how to work with it, if that makes any sense. We do want to have some of the pixels around the subject that we're going to change, but we don't want anything that's going to give too much of a tail, because we will have to repaint it later. Now we've put to LiquidsSculpt, so now it's in front of the canvas again, and here we are sculpting out. And I'm going to do something extreme here in a minute, just to see how messed up it gets. And we've just increased the eye way above normal. It looks like almost like a cat's eye. So as we do that, we're actually sculpting the eye way too big. That way, if we did it like that and rendered it, that would give us pixels, yes, but we'd have to repaint that whole internal eye. And F12, we get the image and we can save it. I was asked several times, why are you calling it Draw2Paint? If you're painting, why is it called Draw? Well, here you go. There's an arrow there to the first tool. If you're going to actually paint in it, doing any of the painting in Blender, you need to press Draw to Paint. Get it? D2P, Draw2Paint. Thanks for watching everything. Hope that the add-on now makes sense, and if you have any comments and questions, please feel free to leave them in the bottom underneath the video. Like and subscribe if you want to keep up with what's going on with the add-on and with the other projects. I'm going to be making as many videos as I can to try to cover all the aspects of painting in Blender. On the horizon, we're going to be touching base on painting with particles and making a brush maker section to this add-on. It'll be a separate scene, and keep tuned in. Thanks a lot. Remember, ART is FUN. Go blend out there.